Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here again for another episode of Idiot's Guide to the Red Flags of Dating. And real quick update, this is nothing more than just things that I've overlooked in the past or things other people have told me they've overlooked in the past that once they realized the newness wore off and all that, it was a big giant deal breaker for them and they wish they would have paid more attention to it early on. So I'm putting these out more as a reminder to myself as I try and get into the next long-term relationship. And also, hopefully, you guys can learn that too. And then also, hopefully, maybe if you're the one committing these red flags, you can learn to deal with them and how to cope with them on a little bit better scale. So that's my philosophy behind it. As much as it's hopefully a little bit entertaining in the process, I want it mostly to be as a early warning system to myself. I can go back and see these because once I say it out loud, I tend to do a lot more of it focuses in on my brain a lot better, so I'm able to retain it and pay more attention to it as I go. So today's episode is going to be the chameleon partner. The person who literally, as you first get to know them, they have a few hobbies or no hobbies, or their hobbies are different than what yours are. So as you start telling them about your hobby, they're like, oh, I would love to do that. Or, oh, I'd love to do that. Or I've been thinking about doing that for years. Or I want to do that. And they drop every single aspect of their own life and start leeching on or chameleonizing themselves to your life. So if you're an avid runner and they're morbidly obese but they want to become a runner, more power to them. I'm not saying there'd be a perfect example of where, hey, this is a person who wants to get better. That's not something I necessarily would recommend you try and work with your partner or spouse, taking them out running, because it's going to be a lot of issues as you try and train them and whatnot. There's going to be some body issues and it's going to be downfall. But put them in contact with people, running groups, podcasts, other running coaches, that kind of thing. Go with that. So that right there, if they're trying to change their life, all for it. But if they're doing it only to be around you, that's not going to be the best way of doing it. I'm talking more along the lines of if you like to play darts and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to become a giant dart player. Or you like to camp and they're going out shopping for an RV or a camper because you mentioned you're looking to buy an RV or a camper. Because two things. One, if they believe this relationship's going to last forever, or at least there's a possibility of it moving on forever, then why would they need a camper also? Because you're not going to buy like a single person camper. It's going to be big enough for two people. So that just it's kind of one of those weird things. If you're into kayaking and they're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to kayak, and they go out and they buy kayaks and stuff. Okay, if they have bikes they never ride, and you talk about wanting to go for a bike ride, and they run out and buy themselves either a new bike, a different bike, a better bike, or even just run out and buy a $95 bike rack for their car, that they've had the bikes in the car for 5 years or more, or 10 years, and they've never bought a bike rack, but yet this day they talk about they need a bike rack. That's usually they're too eager to try and fit into your life, which means most of the time they're unhappy in their life. They think their life and what they're doing, their hobbies and stuff, are not worth continuing, because if a person was truly happy and truly content in themselves, they would want to try and bring you into some of their hobbies and some of their pastimes and some of their fun. Now, if their fun is just going to the bar and getting so drunk the guy called their son or a friend or a family member to drive them home, okay, not a hobby I'm going to be personally into because I don't drink. So that's okay. I'd rather they choose to go camping with me than try and get me to go to the bar and get drunk all the time. That right there is a big giant red flag for me also. So that's going to be a whole different subject about drinking in that process. But if I smoke, like for instance, I smoke cigars. One of the person I was talking to is like, oh, cigars are bad for you, cigars are disgusting, and so on and so forth. And then after we started dating a lot of stuff, she's like posting pictures and she's talking about smoking cigars and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? We split up, and then she keeps posting shit, and she keeps, everybody's like, she's smoking cigars now, you're a bad influence. I'm like, I might have been a bad influence because she was trying to mimic my life, but I never once gave her a cigar. I never once offered her a cigar. Actually, I think I did offer her cigars. She never took one. I never influenced her, and kind of didn't want her smoking cigars because cigars aren't cheap. They're expensive as shit, and I don't want to give somebody an $8 cigar. So definitely, when you realize they're trying to mimic your life too much, that could be a giant red flag that they're looking for you for their happiness. That meant they were not content and not happy in their own life. And if you aim towards anybody to be your source of happiness, and they're aiming towards you, they're aiming towards you to be their source of happiness, it's never going to last, because all it's going to take is the one time you disappoint them, and then they're going to hold it against you, and they're going to hold a grudge, and they're going to so on and so forth. So watch out for the person who literally is like, nope, I don't have any hobbies, I don't have anything else I do. And I'm like, then what'd you do? To sit at home and look at Facebook all day and stalk people? What was your thrill before this? What was your entertainment? What was whatever? And If they're wanting to get into woodworking because you're a woodworker, great, bring them into woodworking. But when they drop everything in their life except the things you want to do, watch out for that person. I'm super happy to have somebody in my life who'd want to go running with me, want to go biking. Hell, I'd even buy them a dirt bike, take them dirt bike ride if they are into that. I would love to find a woman who'd love to go dirt biking with me. I will literally, if we're dating and you mention you want to buy a dirt bike or you're wanting to get into dirt biking, I will have a second dirt bike in my trailer, I'd say within 48 hours. I will not hesitate to go buy you a bike, drop the $1,000 on all the protection gear, the helmets, the chest protectors, the whole 9 yards. I'll deck you out and we'll go out and we'll start riding. Now, I really hope at that point you don't decide, oh, this sucks, 20 minutes into it, and you give up. So before I go spend thousands of dollars on you on a dirt bike, please let me know this is something you're truly going to give it a shot. So that would be the thing. I have no problem at all. I've got extra kayaks, I've got extra bikes, all that kind of stuff. Everything's all good there. Welcome to come along with me, but don't drop everything in your life and everybody in your life to come chase me. If you've got some friends and stuff, you need to keep your friends because they're trying to leech onto your societal life and all that. So it's especially important when that person, when you first start talking, downplays and tries to belittle your hobbies, and then as things are starting to get a little bit, early on the stage and stuff, things are kind of have a little bit of wishy-washy in the relationship, they start then mimicking like as if they want to do every single one of your hobbies with you. So if they went from 3 months ago talking about how much they thought that was stupid to now they think it's awesome, right there's something you've got to look at and figure out where you're at in that process. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself, be good to each other, but mostly be good to yourself.